Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to help out those knees, that back, those hips, those ankles, shoulders, all of that to get more mobility and hopefully bring you less pain. Today we're going to be foam rolling, and there are three pieces of equipment that I have in store for us. So along the way, I will explain what each thing is for, as well as tell you where to get it. So let's get started. The first piece of equipment that I'm going to use today is called a foam roller. And you can get this at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Walmart, Target, or you can order it off Amazon. It's about, shouldn't pay no more than $20-$30 for one. And it is a game changer if you use it correctly. So we're going to start off with our calf muscle. Now I'm sitting down in with one leg bent, both of my hands behind me, and one leg on the equipment. And I'm just going to roll forward, just like so. Now my butt is slightly off the ground. If you need to, you can turn your hands this way as well, but I don't recommend it. And just slide forward. Now, when you get to a knot, you want to hold it for at least 15 seconds, and you're going to feel a slight release. Now, that release that you feel is basically a knot, but you have a thin skin over all of your muscles, kind of like when you have sausage, it has a thin skin and you cut it and it just busts open, or boudin as well, it just opens right up. Same thing with your muscles. If you do not get that skin that's over your muscles to relax, you're going to continuously be sore. Okay, so I'm going to take a break and slide it up to the top of my calf. Now you're going to feel more tightness here because this is a bigger muscle. So you're going to roll it from same thing that you did with your lower calf muscle and your Achilles. I'm rolling it, and then I can turn my leg to the other side and do the same thing. Now, another reason why we do this is because your ligaments and your tendons, you can keep going while I'm talking. Your ligaments and your tendons do not relax on their own. This is why when you do the surface level stretches where you touch your toes and swinging your legs, it doesn't really give you a lasting effort. This is something that will help that. So I highly recommend that you foam roll every day. You don't have to do it for as long as we're doing it, because today we're probably going to go for about 15-20 minutes. You can do this 5 minutes a day on the muscle groups that are bothering you the most. So this has addressed your calf muscle. Now I'm going to move on to my quads and my hamstrings and my IT band. Ooh, the IT band is going to get y'all. I can't wait to see what y'all look like doing it. All right, I'm going to sit on it first. I know I said hamstrings. We're going to roll down there, but I'm going to sit on it first just to make sure that you can hold yourself stable, because this is the movement you're going to have to do. And the easiest way to do that is to sit on it first and test it out and see if you can do it. Okay, so if you have that down, then I'm going to slide it down to right beneath my butt, which is your hamstring. Actually, I'm going to go right above my knee, because I'm going to roll forward. And I'm going to go down. Okay. Again, once you feel a tight muscle, you want to stop and hold it for 10 to 15 seconds, or until you feel that release. Now, there's ways that I can bend my knee. I can bend it up and down. I can turn it from side to side. Just make sure that you get in there good. Okay. I know it's going to be that good hurt. It's going to hurt right now, but it's going to feel better once we're done. Okay. So I'm going to slide that inside and out and roll it from side to side. You want to stay on each, probably if you're doing a long session like this, you want to stay on each body part for probably 2 or 3 minutes, or until you can't stand it, because there's good pain and there's bad pain. We want the good pain, not the pain that's going to, have you injured and still hurting afterwards. So next up, I'm going to use the same foam roller and go onto my butt. Now, we already established that you can roll back and forth on your butt, but to isolate one butt cheek over the other, I'm using my right leg to my right butt cheek. I'm going to do first. I'm going to put my left leg over it, and I'm going to kind of angle myself to the side. I'm rolling on that butt cheek. This is where your piriformis is, and it's going to not feel too great, but I need you to keep trying and rolling on it. If you make that oh face, you hit the right spot. So if you don't feel it, just keep moving around until you get there. And then, yep, just like this on the side. Okay. Again, find that knot and hold it. If this is too much, if putting your leg up is too much, or you're unable to do it right now, you can keep both your legs straight. That puts less pressure on that cheek, and so it won't be as uncomfortable. Okay. Again, I'm going to stay on each side for 2 to 3 minutes. We're not going to do it here, but I just want you to, because this is just an instructional video, I want you to be able to understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. Alrighty. So now I'm going to move on to that IT band on, actually we're going to do your quad first, because that IT band is super, super sensitive. So I'm going to put one leg, I'm going to turn to an angle. So actually, let me turn this way so you can see it a little bit better. I'm going to put one leg down, going to go down to my knee, and I'm going to roll backwards. Actually, let me start up forward a little bit more. So I'm going to roll backwards just like this. If you need to, you can go on your elbows and do the same thing. If you want to isolate that quad, just roll over onto one side and keep going. Now, I know that you see grooves in my foam roller. This is going to make it more acute, so you will feel it a little bit more. They have ones that are completely foam and smooth all the way around. If you have not foam rolled before, that is where I suggest that you start. Now, when you foam roll with that quad, you're going to go all the way down to your knee. Notice that I'm never, ever, ever rolling over a joint. Never roll over a joint. So when I roll, I go to the top of my kneecap, and that's it. Rolling over a bone, rolling over a joint or a bone is just pain. Unnecessary pain. There's no muscle to or tendon or ligament to get knocked out of there. Next up, I'm going to do my side, which is my IT band. That IT band connects here at your hip, and it goes all the way down, and it connects somewhere right below your kneecap on the side. So if you've ever had pain right here or up here in the top of your hip, this is what's going to help with that, along with when I switch and go to the lacrosse ball. So take a few deep breaths before we start, because the IT band is something serious. So I'm going to sit down on one side, put my hand on the other side, and I'm going to lift my hip up. I'm completely on the side. I'm not leaning backwards. I'm not leaning forwards. I'm completely on my side. So I'm going to roll slowly down the side of my leg. If you've never done your IT band before, I'm sorry, but it's an experience, okay? Just keep trying. If you need to, move this leg up and lean forward a little bit. That'll take a little bit of pressure off of that IT band. This is one of the reasons why your knees hurt. Another reason why your hips hurt as well is because this ligament is tight, okay? And again, ligaments and tendons don't relax on their own like a muscle does. A muscle will eventually not be as sore. This ligament will be sore. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's tendon. I've been calling it ligament this whole time. Why didn't y'all correct me? It's a tendon. Just keep rolling all the way down. Yep. And when you get close to your knee, you're probably going to feel it a little bit more. And again, I'm staying on my side. If you need to relieve some pressure, just keep turning this way, and that'll help as well. So that is the lower half of your body, everything except for your foot. So for your foot, I'm going to use a lacrosse ball. You can get this lacrosse ball at Dick's, Big Five. It's got to be a sporting goods store, or you can order it off Amazon. It is harder than a tennis ball, but softer than a baseball, and it's made of complete rubber. This is also necessary. These are the two things that you absolutely need to get your mobility and to decrease pain on your own. So again, this is a lacrosse ball. Watch my feet closely. I'm going to start with my heel. I'm putting one hand on the wall. I'm here with my heel, putting my toes, all 5 of my toes on the ground, and I'm just going to go from side to side on my heel. Now, if you feel that crackling, that's good. You should just feel it and keep going from side to side. Do that for about 30 seconds and then move up. I'm right before I get to the arch of my foot. I'm doing the same thing. All 5 of my toes are still on the ground. Now I'm moving to my arch. If you have sore feet, this is where you're going to run into some extra bit of pain. Okay, so I'm starting in the arch of my foot. I'm turning my foot into the arch of my foot into the ball. It's going up and down. And you should feel some crackling in there too. This is the same thing as with the foam rolling. When you get to a part that's kind of painful, hold it for 15 seconds and then until you feel it release. Now I'm going to go to the other side and do not the side of my foot, but the underside on the side, if that makes sense. None of my toes are on the ground. And if you want more pressure, just stand on a little bit harder. Okay. Then next up, I'm going to do right under the ball of my foot. So when you flex your foot, there's a ball right there. So I'm right here at the ball, right under my foot, right under the ball. And I'm just going to go side to side there. Same thing. If you can put your heel on the ground, then put your heel on the ground too. Yeah, you can feel some crackling in there as well. I'm starting to sweat. How about y'all? Ooh. Alrighty. And that is your foot. Now, if you stand here for a second, you should be able to feel that your right foot or whatever foot you did just completed feels a little bit looser than your other foot. Today, we're only going to do one side of your body. So if you need to do the other side, just rewind this video and follow it again and do the other side. So I'm going to use this lacrosse ball one more time and I'm going to do it on my hip. This one is going to feel like your IT band. So your psoas is in here. I get the psoas and the piriformis confused. So I'm sorry if I didn't check up on it before I started, but it is what it is. So there is some connecting points in your hip right here. So if you got your private part and you got your leg, it's right in between there. It's in that crease. Now slide up until you get right on top, not on top, but in front of your hip bone. And that's where you're going to put this ball. There's 2 ways you can do this. You can put it there and then lean against the wall and get in there. You want to follow along the direction of your hip bone, which is going to cause you to do some toe raises. Or if you want to get in there really deep, you can lay on the ground and put it right there and then get in there too. So this one is going to be a lot more acute. The lacrosse ball is for those smaller areas like your feet and your groin area like we just did. And then the foam roller is for your big muscles. So I'm going to keep rolling and you can go side to side and you can bend and straighten your leg. All these little movements are going to move those ligaments and tendons in different directions to help you loosen up a little bit. Again, when you find a spot that's tender or tight, hold it there for 15 or 20 seconds. So don't start hunching the ground. Excuse me, sorry, my bad. A little humor there. All right. So that is all of your lower half of your body. We just completed your hip, your thighs, your hamstrings, your IT band, your calf muscles, and the bottom of your foot. Now we're going to move to the upper part of your body. I have another piece of equipment. This is the lacrosse ball, and this is a double-ended lacrosse ball. You don't need this, but it helps to work those stability muscles that go up and down your spine, that you use to stand up straight and to help you bend over without hurting your back. These will release all the muscles that go up and down your spine. So your spine sits in the middle, and you just go up and down your spine like that, just like that. So, but for right now, we're going to use this foam roller. The first thing I want to do is make sure that my lumbar spine and my thoracic spine are loose, which is your low back and your mid back. So I'm going to put it right in the middle of my back, right below my shoulder blades. And I'm just going to keep my butt on the ground. And your goal is to get your hands on the ground. Now, if you're tight, your hands will be somewhere up in this area. So that's going to give you a clue as to why your low back and your hips hurt as well. And if it's unattended to, then your knees will start to hurt as well. Everything in your body is connected, 100%. Back's connected to your hips, hips connected to your thighs, thighs connected to your knees, and so forth and so on. So I just want to lay here, and eventually it will relax. And your goal is to be able to get your hands all the way to the ground and make sure your ears are covered. So I don't want you out here, because it's still stretching, but it's not getting the most effective stretch. So get those arms up and cover your ears and then relax. Also, you don't want to have your shoulders covering your ears like so. Just relax. Now that we've gotten that relaxed a little bit, I'm going to cross my arms across my chest, and I'm just going to lean from side to side. Turn from side to side. You should feel the muscles that are on top of your shoulder blades. Good, just like that. Lean from side to side as much as you need to. And now what I'm going to do is slide down a little bit. And when I slide down a little bit, I'm going to put my elbows behind me, and I'm going to roll this way. And then I'm going to go back the other way. Roll this way and then go back this way. That's going to roll everything. You can roll over your butt if you want to, but you don't have to. So when you get this rolling motion going, try and relax as much as you can. If this is too much, you can always have your hands here and then go down like this, but it is going to require some core strength to be able to complete this. You can also do this standing up against the wall as well, although it won't get as deep as laying on the ground because you don't have your body weight to help you out. So I'm laying and I'm going down. Again, when you get to a knot, you can lean from side to side. Just like that. I am right under my shoulder blades, which is called your thoracic spine, which is basically the middle of your back, which is the muscles that help control your posture. All right, so I'm gonna move to my lower back. And this is something that is very easy to do this way because you're just laying down, and I'm gonna pick my knees up and just put them down. Pick my knees up and put them down. Now, if you want more of an intense foam roll, relax your hips all the way down and then take one leg up at a time. That's going to isolate either side of your back. Again, if you're not used to it, your core muscles are going to get a workout as well. Now, if I want to isolate even more, I can roll my knees from side to side. Yep, just like that. Now, one more thing we're going to do is your lats, which is the muscles that come from your back all the way up. We won't do your chest today. I'll make another video because that's going to be mostly with a lacrosse ball. So I'm going to go onto the side and just put my elbow down, and I'm going to start about a few inches under my armpit. And so you have your armpit, and then you have here. I'm just going to roll from side to side. I'm completely on my side. I'm just going to roll. If you have trouble putting your hands over your head, or when we did the stretch where I just laid back over the foam roller, this stretch, this movement right here will release your lats and allow you to get your hands over your head better. So if you feel your chest, if you feel your posture suffering a little bit, this is one reason why. Your lats are tight, and I can guarantee you that your chest is tight as well. Another thing that I'm going to do is move down, and now I'm going to go up and down on that. So you should feel each rib, but there are muscles over that. So you can pick your hip up and you can go onto your elbow. You can stay off the ground, but I don't like to. I like to sink into it and go from side to side and then roll this way. Just like that. One last thing we're going to do is your arm. You can do your triceps, which is the back of your arm. I'm just going to lay out and then roll out like so. Rolling in and out. Rolling in and out. Now, when I get out, I can turn my wrist and bend my elbow and do it again. So if it feels tight, find that knot and hold it again for 15 to 20 seconds and keep going. Now out. I'm going to turn it in and roll. And roll. Feels good, doesn't it? You can tell me. It's a safe space. All right. So that concludes my 15 to 20 minute foam roll. You can do this for as long as you want. There is no time limit. It's just as much as you can tolerate. Now, if you do this for, end up doing it 30, 45 minutes and then you're super sore the next day because your muscles aren't used to that movement, then maybe take it a little bit lighter, take a rest for a couple of days and then go back. But ideally, you at least want to do this once a day for at least 5 minutes, especially if you're strength training. I highly recommend you foam rolling before and after your workout, just because you need to get your muscles activated, get them warmed up. It helps to get your muscles warmed up. It also helps to relax them and get ready for work. So if you work out on an already tight muscle, you're just going to exacerbate the situation and make it worse. So foam roll, foam roll, foam roll before and after. I don't care if you're just going for a 10-minute walk. Foam roll before, come back in and foam roll again to return your muscle back to normal. That is going to help you so much. Thank you for watching today. I will make another one to do your chest and your shoulders because I want to get more intricate. And frankly, I need to learn how to work my camera a little bit better so I can give you different angles. But thank you for joining me today. My name is Taversha. If you enjoyed this, please go ahead and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers so I can have one of these videos ready to go for you each and every day. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.